I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham HaRukakwadash. Double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule Great Millstone Wow, and Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abababam. It says in Psalm 59, verse 1, to the chief musician, Alta Shi'ith. Make sure I'm saying that correctly. Alta Sheath Muktam of David, which this was a psalm of David, King David. When Saul sat and they watched the house to kill him, deliver me from mine enemies, O my power. Defend me from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity and save me from bloody men. Which in this time, the bloody men pursuing the Israelites are the Edomites. All right, it tells you in Psalm 83. Because King David was a prophet. He was prophesying at the same time, praying, making these songs, which were prayers. It says in Psalm 83, a song or a psalm of Asaph, keep not thou silence, O Elohim, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Elohim, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, which are signing executive orders. They're having these secret meetings. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head, the so-called white race, the red devil the Bible speaks of. And they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So they're coming after the Israelite, and they're starting with Judah, all right, the hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So they don't want us to remember ourselves, which we're being caused to remember ourselves by a higher power, Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. And it starts with Edom, the so-called white race, but all the other nations are confederate. That's why you got something called UN. Now, Edom, they have their own confederacy, which is the European Union, which America is the whore that rides the beast being NATO. All right, the European Union is the kings of NATO, and NATO is the teeth of the beast that America rides. America is the whore in prophecy that's going to be destroyed by fire. All right, the beast hates the whore. All right, and it's going to devour the whore with nuclear missiles, and it's going to ally itself with the BRIC nations and the UN nations against America. All right, so let's go back to Psalm 59. It says, verse 3, for lo, they lie in wait for my soul, which, once again, he was talking about Saul and them that he sent to kill him, but they're doing the same thing to us in this generation, the Edomites. It says in Wisdom of Solomon, verse 1, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy, which they have no faith, the wicked. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. So they don't have faith, and they want to pretty much try to destroy us because of our faith. Verse 12, therefore let us lie in wait. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, which we prophesy against the devil, the so-called white race. So they're They want to persecute us for the prophecy. And he is clean contrary to our doings, which we don't, mess with their abominations like that jab, the left-handed jab that they made everybody take. And then all these people were dropping dead. We're not going to accept the implantable microchip, the mark of the beast, neither. Excuse me. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, which this is why we call them small hat bastards, counterfeits that are in our land, and objecteth to our infamy, which they set up images throughout the world with their religion institutions, with their democracy, and they promote a false religion of Christianity or democracy, the transgressings of our education, which they teach lies. All right. So, as we've seen, right now with the Edomites, which they have the king of Babylon, Trump, signing all these executive orders to pursue who? The so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian. All right. To the point where they're pretty much saying they could get you just for the way you look. Right now, in 2025, the year that we hope for judgment, the destruction of the wicked in their kingdom, and the salvation of the Israelites in their kingdom. All right, which the kingdom is Yahweh's, and Yahushai is the head of our kingdom. It says in Psalm 59, verse 3, for lo, they lie in wait for my soul. So once again, we're being pursued right now, just like King David was. Thy mighty are gathered against me. The mighty are gathered against me, which right now Esau's mightier than us. He has armies, he has money, like the skinhead in Full Spectrum Survival. He was talking about Vietnam, how they had all this money, they had all this military, or even in Afghanistan, and the guerrilla warfare was able to hold them back. All right. So the Lord's going to cause what is known as a great tribulation, because they're going to make an implantable microchip mandatory for buying and selling. And pretty much it's going to be neighbor against neighbor. They're going to go after each other for the lack of bread and for great tribulation. It says, the mighty are gathered against me, not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Yahweh, because our sin has been paid for by Yahushai. They run and prepare themselves without my fault, awake to help me, and behold, thou therefore, O Yahweh's power of hosts, the power of Israel, which that word there is actually Elohim, the Elohim of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen, be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. Selah, meditate on this. So it tells you in Isaiah 61, 63, no, 62. Here it is. It's Isaiah 52 and 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake thyself from the dust, the confusion. Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion, which the Lord has broke the yoke from our neck. Jeremiah 30, verse 8, for it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Let's see what that says in the NLT. It says, For in that day, says Yahweh of heaven's army, I will break the yoke from their necks and snap their chains. Foreigners will no longer be their masters. Why? Because we're going to have David our king, right? Which the Lord gave us King Mashah, King David. Abba Bivens, which is Elijah. Jeremiah 30, verse 9, but they shall serve Yahweh their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity, and Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. So this is what King David is saying to the elect. Rise up and own it. Verse 6, Psalm 59, verse 6, they return at evening, they make a noise like a dog, and go round about the city. Behold, they belch out with their mouth, swords are in their lips, for who say they doth hear? For who say they doth hear? Let's get that in the translation comparison, NLT. Listen to the filth that comes from their mouths. Their words cut like swords. After all, who can hear us? They sneer. And this is what the heathen's doing. Jeremiah 50 and 6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. So they taught us false religions. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have broken us up. They have forgotten their resting place. They never told us we were the Israelites. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against Yahweh, the habitation of justice, even Yahweh, the hope of their fathers. But the thing is we're repenting, so now the Lord is with us. It says in verse 22, Lamentations 4, verse 22, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. So they're going to fail. They plan on bringing forth an implantable microchip and making it mandatory for buying and selling, but the Lord made it to where we will not accept it. The hopeful elect will not be deceived. All right? So they're going to fail trying to take us into this new form of captivity with the implantable microchip. O daughter of Zion, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity. O daughter of Edom, he will discover thy sins, which it tells you in Obadiah. Verse 7, it says, all the men of thy confederacy, talking about these other nations, have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and the understanding out of the mount of Esau, which he's hardening their hearts just like he did to Pharaoh. And thy mighty men, O T-men, which T-men are Germans, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau, all the Edomites, may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob shall cover. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So there will be no mercy for the Edomites. All right, all the heathen are going to go into slavery under the Israelites, but for the Edomites there will be no mercy. They're going to be made extinct after that 1,000 years of slavery. Shalom to the elect, wa ba ba ba.